Welcome to me, Ka'amchi Israel. Rav Moshe Feinstein Zatzal points out an intriguing detail in this week's Parashat Vaera. The Torah introduces Amram and Yocheved not when Moshe and Aaron were born, but only now, when their sons are fully grown and poised to lead Bnei Israel out of Mitzrayim. Earlier, the Torah simply states a man from the house of Levi went and took a daughter from the house of Levi. Why doesn't it elaborate then who they were at the moment? Rav Moshe explains at Moshe's birth, the house was filled with signs of greatness. A brilliant light illuminated the room, and Moshe was born with a Brit Milah. Yet this greatness was only potential. Moshe was a newborn and Aharon was a young boy. Only later, when they fulfilled their roles as leaders and brought redemption to Am Yisrael, was it fitting for the Torah to formally introduce their parents. Their legacy wasn't in their potential, but in the actualized greatness of their children. Rabbi Yisachar Frand adds another layer of depth. When the Torah describes Moshe's birth, it uses the word tov, and she saw that he was good. The same word is used during creation when the world was still in its raw potential. Vayar Elokim ki tov. And Hashem saw that it was good, but later when creation was completed, it says tov ma'od, very good. From here we learn that raw potential simply isn't enough. Greatness is achieved when potential is fully realized. Moshe Rabbeinu's humility, described as anav ma'od, very humble, reflects this transformation. True greatness lies in actualizing Borei Olam's plan with humility, with faith and purpose. And this journey from tov to tov ma'od is nothing less than a metamorphosis, a profound transformation that emerges from effort, trust, and sincere work, as seen by the following story. Rabbeinu Shimshon was a towering Talmid Chacham, entirely dedicated to Torah. Every moment of his life was immersed in learning, sustained by the financial support of his brother Reb Chaim. Together they lived a beautiful life with one purpose. Through generosity, they learned Torah. One day, Reb Chaim approached him with the proposition, come with me on a business trip to England. We can learn Torah together along the way. Reluctantly, Rabbeinu Shimshon agreed, trusting his brother's good intentions. As the ship set sail, the waves lapped gently against the wooden hull, and the brothers spent their days immersed in Torah. But as they neared their destination, Reb Chaim revealed his true plan, smuggling horses into France illegally for immense profit. Rabbeinu Shimshon froze his eyes, narrowing in disbelief. This is a Chilul Hashem. How can you endanger others for personal gain? You're gambling with lives for money? He turned away, his voice trembling with sorrow. This ship, he said, should never reach England. As if summoned by his own words, a fierce storm erupted that night. Towering waves crashed against the ship. The winds were howling like 1,000 voices. The crews fought desperately, but the ship was thrown off course. And when the storm finally subsided, pirates loomed on the horizon, their dark sails billowing ominously. The brothers, along with the other passengers, were captured and sold at a bustling slave market. Shackled and humiliated, they stood in silence as buyers examined them like cattle. Among the crowd, a group of Jewish Askanim recognized Rabbeinu Shimshon and his brother, and they scrambled to raise funds for their redemption, but they could only gather enough money to free one man. The Rav, leading the effort, insisted, we must redeem Rabbeinu Shimshon. His Torah sustains the world. But Rabbeinu Shimshon shook his head. His voice was calm, and he said, redeem my brother. He has supported me in Torah for so many years. I owe my life. Reb Chaim fell to his knees with tears streaming down his face. How can I leave while you remain in captivity? You are a gadol in Torah, and I'm just a simple businessman. Rabbeinu Shimshon placed his hands gently on his brother's shoulders. Don't question the plans of Borei Olam. Go, I will fulfill my mission here. As Rabbeinu Shimshon was sold to an Arab sheikh named Sa'ad, he whispered to himself, Borei Olam, you've placed me here for a reason. I don't need to know why. Only how I can serve you here. In Sa'ad's place, Rabbeinu Shimshon's wisdom and integrity quickly earned him respect. Though he remained a captive, his faith never faltered. Years passed, and his reputation for brilliance grew even greater. One fateful day, Rabbi Shimshon overheard Sa'ad plotting to assassinate King Richard of England, the Lion-Hearted, and destroy his army. His heart raced, and risking his life, he wrote a warning to the king. He tied it onto a rock, and he hurled it through the palace window under the cover of night. And as he hurled the rock, his lips moved in prayer, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, guide this message to where it must go. Let it save lives. The rock shattered the glass, startling the guards, and the note was rushed to King Richard, who read it with urgency. Immediately, the king reacted, thwarting the assassination plot just in time. Rabbeinu Shimshon was brought before the king, his chains clinking softly as he approached, and King Richard, still shaken by the near catastrophe, looked at him with awe. You saved my life, the king said. You saved my men and my kingdom. How could I possibly repay you? Rabbeinu Shimshon bowed his head respectfully. All I ask, Your Majesty, is to return me to my family. The king's voice softened. You are a great man, he says. Take this gold for your journey and go in peace. Rabbeinu Shimshon returned home with great honor, greeted by his family and community with tears of joy. Yet he remained unchanged, humbly resuming his Torah learning. His bitachon had carried him through years of captivity, and the salvation had come through miraculous means, a testimony to the enduring power of bitachon and humility. Ladies and gentlemen, this story isn't just about Rabbeinu Shimshon, it's about us. For every storm that we face, every setback that we endure, it's an invitation from Borei Olam to undergo a metamorphosis, to transform Tov into Tov Ma'od. When we ask, why is this happening to me, we're asking the wrong question. The real question is, what does Borei Olam want me to do here? Like Moshe Rabbeinu, whose potential became greatness through humility and purpose, and like Rabbeinu Shimshon, who transformed captivity into opportunity, we are also called to navigate life's challenges with bitachon. Will we rise to the moment trusting in His plan? Will we embrace our own transformation? Greatness does not come from avoiding the storm. It comes from navigating it with bitachon. May Am Yisrael, like Moshe Rabbeinu and Rabbeinu Shimshon, emerge from life's storms as vessels of Hashem's eternal light, reflecting the brilliance of Tov Ma'od. Shabbat Shalom u'Mevorach.